Rockets are bringing in the second best scoring offense in the league.
Yes.
And Cleveland hasn't really shown much that they can do anything to defend against that. Chauncey, help us.
Really struggled defensively. And look, these are the dog days of an NBA season. Played 50 games. You're waiting on All-Star break. A lot of teams can drop some games, right? This team is scary, though, because there's just no togetherness. And we're going to go to the tape, and I'm going to just show you a couple examples of that.
Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Shot?
Nice, nice. So right here, you talk about bad body language, pointing fingers, blaming others. This is right here on the ball, pretty good defense in the pick and roll. However, everybody has to get in a better position. LeBron needs to be at the top of the charge circle. And you talking elbows and boxes for Wade and Korver. Now, as the play continues on, they end up giving up a dunk. Look at LeBron's body language. I don't understand that, especially when he's the guy that could have stopped the dunk. Now, we talk about botched defensive sets. Balls going away from the screen, away from the shooter. You're not supposed to lock and trail J.R. Smith. You're supposed to shoot the gap. But since you don't, you put a lot of pressure on Kevin Love. And Tristan obviously is worried about the basketball. They fall asleep right here. But again, we watch Kevin Love. We're pointing fingers. We're blaming each other instead of saying, you know what, I got you. My bad, I'll be there next time. Now we talk about a lack of effort. Now this is just crazy. 9 people below the free throw line right here. 9 people.
This is my favorite.
1 rebound, and look at what the Pistons turned this into.
I could have ran with this squad.
A 2-on-1 fast break. That's just no effort, no energy.
This is
now
my
we
favorite.
Look at them in the pick and roll. Seemingly they look like they're in good positions. 2 guys in the paint. Kevin Love's in a good position. It's 19 seconds on the shot clock.
And they down 12.
Now you look at right here. This right here says everything. 2 seconds later, it's 17 on the shot clock. There's 5 players looking at DeJounte Murray lay up the basketball. No resistance, no physicality. This is what this team has become on defense. That, to me, is bigger than just going through a slump or just having some issues. No, there's no synergy here. They're not in concert together. That is the big problem because you can't just turn that off and turn that on.
Great breakdown. When you were a championship member of the Detroit Pistons, I think the pillars of a defense are the point guard and the center. You were the point guard, Ben Wallace was the center. For these Cleveland Cavaliers, Isaiah Thomas is the point guard, Tristan Thompson is the center. He's not having a really good year. Isaiah Thomas is struggling to get back and play at a high level. I don't think their defensive woes are going to change much. I think they're going to be able to get timely stops if they really start to play a lot harder. I think their change has got to be offensively, be able to move the ball up and down the floor and get 115, 120 on the board to win games.
I'm glad you're bringing that up. And Lisa talked about Isaiah. He's not deterred by all the whispers as he struggles to come back from the injury. But the weird thing about Isaiah Thomas is that he's been struggling more when he's playing with LeBron. The Cavs were outscored by almost 15 points per 100 possessions when LeBron shared the court with IT in January. That's 3rd worst among the 187 duos to play at least 250 minutes together, Jalen. So are you confident that these 2 guys will figure this thing out?
I'm still one of these people that's going to have faith in Isaiah Thomas. I just saw so much last year, a guy averaging 29 points, leading the #1 seed in the Boston Celtics, that he's going to find a way to get his game together. But he's not going to solve their defensive woes. Again, it has to be on the offensive side of the ball where the remarkable change has to take place. That's 15 points from last season. Clearly, he's playing with a different team. Clearly, his usage is a lot different, but the field goal percentage is what jumps out at me. He has to be a big-time scorer. One of the best things that could have happened in that dynamic, not for the team overall, is that Kevin Love isn't there. He goes from being the 3rd option to the 2nd option. Now that may give him a chance to get going.
I think the biggest thing about it, you say, are you confident these 2 will get it together? The biggest thing is Isaiah Thomas. And to me, clearly he's just not back. I'm glad that he came out and said that. Listen, I wish that I was that guy a year ago, but I'm not.
Right.
One thing about him, he relies on creating space, being able to have those little floaters, his step backs, his hesitation, because he's 5'9", and he doesn't shoot it really fast, so he needs to create space. You see guys closing the gap on him, blocking his shot. He just needs reps. He just needs to get back in the gym, practice time, 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s, 1-on-1. A guy has to guard you, so you then have to start going back, and it becomes muscle memory at that point. So until Isaiah's back healthy and playing the way that he knows how to play, then we'll see that twosome that we all thought, would be special.
One of the reasons why their offense has functioned well with Channing Frye in the game is because he's a three-point shooter. Tristan Thompson, since he isn't and not an offensive player, he's on the baseline. He's kind of clogging up the paint. Isaiah didn't have to deal with that in Boston. They play with 5 guys around the perimeter. Al Horford leads that team in assists, which shows you the different dynamics of his ball handling versus Tristan.
I'm in the wrong business if I didn't think we could win a title. I think we still got a lot of ways to go. We got a lot of work to do, but I keep telling whoever listens, and mostly my brother and my family, but that's the fun thing about it right now, is to know that we're not there. If we were there already, I'd really be scared. But to know that we can still keep getting better at things offensively and defensively is fun. This process has been a lot of fun.
They're not there yet. Where's there?
Doug Collins taught me a word, sodium pentothal.
Ooh,
Truth serum.
Teach me that. I don't know.
Sodium pentothal. That's
Nice.
truth serum. If you gave Chris Paul some of that right now and you said, is this the best basketball team you ever played on, what would he say?
Yes.
Correct. And I saw that in
Yes.
that interview right then. That's exactly what he was referring to. We're really good right now. We're dominant right now. And I see that we can get better. We can really face a Golden State Warrior team that I faced as a member of the Clippers, that they were flat out better than us, and they owned us. So I see that level of confidence that he has.
Very confident. He's having a good time. He loves his teammates. They love playing with one another. Chris is a guy, I played with Chris not only, with the Clippers, but USA Basketball before. He's one guy that I just feel he's a winner. He hadn't won yet, but the way that he approaches the game, the way that he competes till the bell goes off. Not a lot of guys do that anymore. I'm pulling for Chris. I really would like to see Chris win. I think he deserves it. I hope he has a real good chance this year.
Is a competitor more than a winner, or is it the same thing to you? Because, it's hard to call someone a winner if they haven't won yet.
Well, they have. Well, it's a basketball. It's not a one-on-one game.
Right.
It's not a one-on-one game. And the way that you work, the way that you come to work, the way that you try to lead, the things that you do, the way that you compete every single night, all of those, it's a variety of things that is the makeup. Now, there are some players that I think are winners that are not great players, right? They're just on a team, but they do it right every time. They want to win. They don't care about anything else. And I think Chris is one of those guys.